Cherry Mine Disaster. On November 13, 1909, the St. Paul Coal Company mine in Cherry, Illinois, began a regular Saturday shift. Nearly 500 men went underground that morning. Many were immigrants from Italy, Greece, and Eastern Europe. Boys as young as 13 also worked in the mine, serving as trappers and mule drivers. The mine was lit with kerosene lamps attached to the wooden timbers. Mule-drawn cars carried coal through the tunnels, and the air was thick with coal dust. For the first few hours, everything appeared routine. Around midday, a car loaded with hay for the mules was stopped under one of the open lamps. The hay began to smolder and then burst into flames. The fire spread quickly to the wooden supports, and smoke poured into the galleries. Miners rushed to put it out with shovels of dirt and buckets of water, but the blaze was already out of control. Attempts at rescue began immediately. Groups of miners and volunteers repeatedly went down into the tunnels, pulling men out through the smoke. Each time, fewer came back. Many rescuers were overcome by fumes and never returned. Panic spread as men struggled to reach the lifts. Some made it to the surface, but hundreds were trapped underground. By the end of the day, the scale of the disaster was clear. Families waited outside the mine for news, but the lists of survivors were short. In total, 259 men and boys were killed. The town of Cherry was devastated, with many families losing one of their loved ones. More than 500 children were left without fathers. 8 days later, on November 21st, there was an unexpected development. A group of 21 men was found alive deep in the mine. They had survived by barricading themselves in a chamber, rationing food and water, and waiting in the dark while the fire burned. The Cherry Mine fire became one of the worst mining disasters in American history. It drew national attention to the dangers faced by coal miners and led to new safety laws, including requirements for firefighting equipment underground and restrictions on child labor.